Yes, Sir Hairless here. Today we have a Patreon request from Laurie. Thank you for this one. This is Adam Lambert singing Marry the Night. The original song is by Lady Gaga. I didn't know it, so I've given it a listen. It's quite rhythmic, quite upbeat. Definitely not a relaxing song. It's got quite a heavy beat. I'm gonna lace up my boots. It's not a song that I'd personally listen to out of choice, but there are still some interesting and unexpected bits in there, particularly with regards to the harmony. This performance by Adam Lambert, it's from the TV show called Glee. I watched a bit of Glee when it first came out, full disclosure, but I had stopped watching by this point. I don't know how far into the series it was, but it was after my time. I've never seen Adam Lambert before on Glee. We've seen him a couple of times on this channel. They're the only times I've ever heard him sing. You can find them in the playlist up here. From the little I've seen of him though, he's a phenomenal performer. Really incredible voice. Great stage presence too. This isn't live because it's in Glee, so let's see what he does here. I'm curious how old he was in here, because Glee was school kids, right? So this was 2013, which means Adam would have been about 30 or 31 at the time, depending when this was filmed. Oh, interesting. Well, let's get straight into it.
So, how long do we have to wait here?
This is humiliating. I spent all my tip money running out this room because I thought we'd have a turnout.
What did you expect? No one's gonna try out for a band that doesn't even have a name. Although I came up with an amazing one.
Okay, we are not naming the band the Apocalyptics, okay? I'm manifesting the perfect name, all right? It takes time.
Yeah, and in the meantime, no one signs up.
Well, one person did, but they obviously chickened out. Maybe it's for the best. I mean, who names himself Star Child?
It's an homage to Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Sorry I'm late. People kept stopping me on the street asking if they could take their picture with me.
Yeah, because you look friggin' badass.
Thanks. I did design and sew this costume myself.
It's a little Project Runway, season 6. Have you prepared a song?
Yeah, of course. It's by one of my favorite artists. Somebody that always inspires me to be myself, no matter what other people think.
I'm gonna marry the night. All right, just before the music starts, just a few things from the introduction. That band's name, what was that? Apocalyptics?
Naming the band the Apocalyptics, okay?
I quite like the name, the Apocalyptics. And Adam, or his character anyway, is a David Bowie fan.
It's an homage to Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
If only he knew he'd be performing with Queen later on in his life. And what was this Kurt said? It seemed like a sassy comment.
It's a little Project Runway, season 6.
What's a little Project Runway? A TV show maybe? Project Runway? About a fashion, I guess. Yeah, I just Googled it. It's a real fashion show, apparently. Well, this is about as much context as I have, so let's get into the music. I'm gonna marry the night. I won't give up on my life. I'm a warrior queen, live passionately tonight. I'm gonna marry the night. I'm gonna marry the night. I'm gonna lace up my boots. Oh, there we go. Surprising. Well, I'll get into this in a second, actually, as I usually do. We'll do our first pause now, go over some analysis. If you don't want to hear my analysis, go to the timestamp. I'm quite surprised because, well, they're in the same key. That's not that surprising. We know Adam Lambert's range is incredible, so him singing at the same pitch as Lady Gaga, also known for her extremely powerful voice, it's not too surprising. Still surprising for your normal person, though. But it's the arrangement itself. It seems very, very similar to the original song. I'm gonna marry the night. I won't give up on my life. In terms of instrumentation, the music itself. I'm gonna marry the night. I won't give up on my life. The main difference really seems to be the mixing, how loud each part is, how loud the synth part is, the vocals. Here, Adam's voice is much more prominent than Lady Gaga's. Here as well, they skip the second verse, they go straight to the chorus. Going back to the context, I wish I had more context here. Is Kurt amazed, or is he shocked, or does he hate Adam? I want to understand this expression. We know that Adam is trying out for a band. We saw that at the start, but is there more to this? What more is there to this? What's the band? All these questions. If you fancy leaving a summary for me below, please do. We get this very exaggerated build-up into the chorus. It's basically a hint saying something big is going to come, like a drop in music. That doesn't really need explaining.
I'm gonna bury the night. I'm gonna bury the night. I'm not gonna cry anymore. I'm gonna bury.
The music here, like I said earlier, it's very similar to the original song, so it is quite simple overall. The chorus in particular, what we've just heard is 3 chords. They're the 3 chords, and the melody, 3 notes. Intentional or not, they have not seemed to want to go beyond 3. No more than 3 chords, no more than 3 notes for the chorus. That's interesting in and of itself because it's quite limiting. And if we look at what those chords are, stepwise, as simple as it can get. As for Adam's voice, yeah, powerful, tuning perfect. This is a TV show rather than a live performance, so there may be a fair bit of work done, in post-production. But based on seeing him live, I believe this is how he'd sound. There's a lot of grit to the sound as well. And in terms of pitch, that top note there, that's what I call the wow moment for operatic tenors. Adam's using a certain roughness to his voice to hit it, hence the different sound, but also on the other notes as well. For the whole chorus, it's a very distinctive sound, less of a pure sound. All right, let's carry on.
I'm gonna lace up my boots, throw on some leather and cruise
Some big boots.
down the street that I love in my fishnet gloves. I'm a sinner. Then I'll go down to the bar, but I won't cry anymore. I'll hold my whiskey up high, kiss the bartender twice. I'm a loser. I'm gonna bury the night. I'm gonna bury the night. I'm not gonna cry anymore. I'm gonna bury the night. Leave nothing on the streets to explore. Bury the night. Nothing's too cool to take me from you.
All right, we're going to do our second pause at this bit because this is the interesting bit in the original song. I assume it's going to be the same here. We'll come back to that later. From where we carried on previously though, again, similar to the original song,
I'm gonna lace up my boots, throw on some leather. I'm gonna lace up my boots, throw on some leather and
the original, there was much more stress on the simple rhythms. Chum, 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 chum. Here they've kind of muted that aspect a little bit. I didn't know what to expect from this though, when I first received this request, because some of the arrangements in Glee, at least the ones that I saw early on, were very different to the original songs. Here's a little fun fact. They did a cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. That was one of my most played songs on Spotify in 2022. I just found my Spotify Wrapped. Here you can see on the screen, it was my second most played song. I've covered up the other top songs for no reason other than to be mysterious. This is my top 5. Plus you get a bonus sneak peek at what I'm currently listening to on repeat these days at the bottom. This Glee cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. My Patreon members might know this arrangement already because I included it in my Songs of the Week list a while back. Every week I put a handful of songs that I've been listening to. If you're interested in that, you can find it over on my Patreon, linked below. So hearing this, I'm a little upset that the arrangement isn't that different from the original song. No, sorry, upset I think is the wrong word, but I just think sometimes it's quite exciting when you hear a cover of a song and it's been completely rearranged. It's different, especially when you end up loving that cover. It's like you get to enjoy the same song, but differently, twice, just like I did with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I listened to that on repeat for weeks, if not months. But this song was chosen for a reason. They always choose their songs to help with the storytelling in the show, as Adam said in the introductory bit that we saw. And the whole feel of the song, the atmosphere it creates really pushes this message. What is the message? Well, I mean, the lyrics, they're not the most complicated. It's not verses of poetry, for example, but I think, simply put, at least for me anyway, an energy of breaking free is created by the song. And if we're to take the lyrics literally, it's about partying, marrying the night.
I hold my whiskey up high, kiss the bartender twice, I'm a loser.
You're not a loser right now performing like this, I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna marry the night. I'm gonna marry.
Again, Kurt. Is he jealous? I think he's jealous. Is that jealousy? It's really making me tempted to rewatch Glee, if only I had the time. Okay, as I mentioned, where we paused, that's a bit that I did talk about in the introduction where things are a bit interesting. So let's carry on from here, probably until the end. There's just over a minute left.
Nothing's too cool to take me from you. New York is not just a tan that you'll never lose. Get ginger ready, climb a Camino front. Won't poke holes in the seas with my heels, 'cause that's where we make love. Come on and run. Turn the car and run. I'm gonna marry.
Sorry, very, very quickly, while I was doing that, really weird, interesting noises in the background, and I wasn't sure if it was something outside or in the video. I assume it's in the video.
The night, I'ma burn a hole in the road. I'm gonna marry the night. Leave nothing on these streets to explode.
Kurt's face. And here as well. Yeah, I think he can see. Why is she telling him to look? Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Well, for me, look, we all have different musical preferences. Completely fine. There's not one bit of music out there everyone likes. The song, the original song, I don't dislike it. I just don't think it's amazing. I wouldn't go and choose to listen to that by myself. Adam's performance, though, it has to be complimented. Really, really, really great performance. He's just a great performer. I really am excited to explore more of him, especially the performances with Queen. I do have a list of all the recommendations, so comment down below every performance you want to see me do by Adam, and hopefully in the future I will be able to. Right, so from where we carried on, as we spoke about earlier, the chords for the chorus were these. A minor, we'll notice that the first one is minor and then the next two are major, and as we said before, they just move stepwise down. So the root notes were, and if we go three more down, well, those three notes are the basis for the chords of this next bit where the harmony changes. Taking that principle of three again, once more, they don't seem to want to go more than three.
Nothing's too cool to take me from you. New York is not.
What they have done though is they've reversed the order, so it's instead. Before, we had these three chords and the first one was minor and then the next two major. This time it's exactly the same. The highest one is minor, the lower two are major. But because the order is reversed, the minor chord comes last. Whilst this idea, this kind of pattern seems very systematic or strategic, perhaps, you know, we'll have three chords, they'll go down, we'll reverse the second half. In my opinion, it doesn't sound very natural, this change.
I'ma marry the night. Nothing's too cool to take me from you. New York is not just a tan that you'll never lose.
You may disagree with me on that, thinking that it doesn't sound that natural. Completely fine. Like I said, you know, we all view every bit of music differently. But yeah, to me, it definitely stands out, this part, for that reason. And I love that in music. You can have something that makes sense on paper, like a pattern, but in reality, that doesn't propagate to the sound of the music itself. The melody, again, super simple.
Never lose. Get ginger ready, climb a Camino front. Won't poke
moving up in 3 chords, and it's just 1 note per chord each time. What do they do then to make things a bit more interesting, or to add something in there considering the melody is quite stagnant? Well, again, we have this idea of 3 coming in. Now, I don't know if this is intentional at all, but it's still the idea of 3.
Get ginger ready, kinda company, no front.
Cha, 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 cha. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 beats played in the space of 2 that we can hear in the back. Cha, 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 cha. This is called a hemiola, a very recognizable rhythmic device and often really quite catchy when it's used well in music. Anyway, we do actually then get a breakaway from the 3 chord pattern. For this kind of climax moment, the chords have been moving up, and then it just moves up once more. And Adam's climactic note at the top there, it's quite dissonant with the chord that we are hearing, so this is not so standard. And then just after, we again get something different. They've got the first chord there, and then the other 2 chords are the 2 minor chords we had in each of the 3 chord patterns. So they've taken the minor chord from the first 3 chord pattern, and then the minor chord from the second 3 chord pattern, and that's the progression we get. I think it's refreshing, and you can probably hear a difference in the harmonies now at this point. It seems maybe a bit more natural or flowing. Wow, top D there. Highest note we've heard so far. So much power in his voice, and because it's so ridiculously high and he still gets so much power, he's using the blended voice for that. We get some dance moves. He's jumping around on those crazy platform shoes. He gets on the floor and then hanging from the chandelier. He's loving life. This final section, it's really just about showing off. The music's quite repetitive. It's all about Adam's vocalizations, showing off the gift that is his voice. Well, I think let's leave that one there. I don't really have too much more to say. Like I say, the original song, I don't hate it, don't love it. I think Adam's performance of it, however, was really, really good. I would enjoy this much more if I really, really liked the song. And I think it could have been cool if they had rearranged the song significantly. I completely see why they didn't though. The overall atmosphere, the energy of the song really suits the little context that I've seen from that starting section, the speaking in the introduction. Please let me know down below if you really do like the original song and if you think Adam improved it or you prefer the original by Lady Gaga. As always, thank you very, very much for watching. Would appreciate a like and subscribe. If you enjoy these videos, would like to support me and get access to exclusive content, you can do so by joining the Patreon linked on the screen now, and I will see you next time.